similar to a biome building with the orange panel. So it has been a while, people. Don't worry, I have not forgot about this series. Today I just thought I'd make a biome building video because I'm not going to be here to record a snapshot video, so as a bit of a special treat, I thought I'd give you this video as a replacement instead, so you can enjoy this since I will not be here to recover the snapshot. So in last episode we started work on our rustic house here in the plains biome, and we added a blacksmith and we did the outer shell of the building. Today we're going to be starting work on the interior and starting some work on some little small details that we can add around the place. On the floor of the building, I've decided to go with a stone feeling for this one. Surprisingly, the stone can feel cozy when you add it in with a bit of variation in this nice small space. Also for lighting, I would recommend putting some carpets with some torches. So if we get ourselves a torch and a light grey carpet, we can hide the lighting wonderfully underneath here without kind of giving it away. It's also the grey, I find, also adds in here. You can also use dark grey, but I find it's a bit too dark. As you can tell, it doesn't contrast well with the stone. But if you add a bit of variation with the floor, that really goes a long way. So since we're struggling for space a lot in here, I'd recommend going for a building like this where you've got a small amount of space in here to make a layered floor with slabs, because slabs is half a block, meaning you can get a bit nicer. Also, it does mean the floor, if so, for example, here, think about this, right? So you've got your floor here. That does not feel very airy, right? But if we get ourselves some slabs and replace this with slabs, you'll find that even though we're on here for the second floor, we have the same amount of space. The bottom floor underneath here, we have that extra half block. Really does make it feel a lot more roomy in here. But I think for now, we're going to go and make it a little bit higher just so we can add a bit more. Also, when you're making these slab ceilings, don't put the blocks there, because that means you cannot place blocks without there being an air gap there. Always make sure you've got the slab on the top bit of the block, meaning that you can place whatever you want on there without any issues. Right, I've now added a little extra floor here with a ladder so you can get up really nice and easily. But you'll find on the top floor, unfortunately, with the carpet method, you can't obviously put a carpet here, so you're really struggling for light. But here comes in a really nice thing that you can do. So if you get yourself an item frame here and you put a torch behind it, so if you can get that right, perfect. So it's not actually in the item frame, but it's behind the item frame, it would show through. Here's three ones I recommend most to put in the item frame. You've got yourself a slab here, which is really nice as well. I think this adds like a bit extra detail in here. Another option you can do here is that you can add a stair, okay, and then if you want to do it, you press it, you'll right click one, or if you get the item frame here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that will make it really nice and kind of in like a V shape, so it's kind of holding up. Another option here as well is an anvil. I find this is also a really nice one you can do. So if you put the anvil in, it's quite nice. You got kind of like a holder here, and it's also like another color you can add in here. Again, it doesn't matter what one you go for. I think I might go for the anvil one in here. But yeah, it's a really nice way to kind of make your torches look a bit less ugly. Here we go, looking much nicer now. We've got 4 in each corner. They're all perfectly spread out. We've got 3, 3, 3, 3, which is really nice. Luckily, we do have a lovely area in here. But as you can tell, we've got this really awkward space up here. What I'm going to do here is just simply place in some blocks here. Don't worry, you're maybe on delusion that baby zombies may be able to spawn in here, but don't worry, that is fine. They cannot spawn in here because they actually, every time a zombie spawns, you'll find that it will decide which a zombie or a baby zombie. So you don't need to worry about zombie babies spawning in 1 by 1 spaces. So yeah, when you're hiding up things like that, you don't need to worry about that. Little tweak to the top bit here. I've added this kind of spruce rim along here, so you get a really nice kind of effect where you've got the oak here, and then the spruce along the top bit is like a skirting board or whatever. I've also smoothed off the roof a little bit so it looks a bit nicer along here. Oops, I forgot to put my torch back on. Boop, there we go. Much better. But I think now we need to work on some more interior decorations like furnaces and just your general stuff if you want to live in here. So if we get ourselves some stuff like that, we can start kind of arranging these in nice ways. First of all, I think we should make ourselves kind of like a wood burning stove. which will look really nice. Decoration in here, as you can tell, I've finished up the design with the furnace, bring it all the way up to the top. Also, it is spewing out the top. I'll give you two actually designs of how to do that in a second with the smoke. And here we have our kind of appliances. We've got an anvil here, we've got ourselves a crafting table and our chest. This is a great thing you can do if you're limited to space, if you put a chest on a half slab, and I've just done this for looks, but you don't have to put that there. And then as long as there's a space here, half a block is the most, I'm pretty sure, and then you can put that there, and then you've got yourself a chest, which is lovely. But up here we're looking a bit bare, so I think I'm going to add a bit more things up here to make it feel a lot more homely. Right, I've done a lot of work on the interior. If you come up this ladder, looking wonderfully cozy in here for such a small space. I think we've pulled this off as a lovely cozy space here. We've got this kind of little bench here made out of trapdoors to make everything as small as it possibly can, pretty much. You could do this with a stair and a slab, but I think this works really nice because this is kind of, the most space underneath there as well. I've also got this bed here, right next to the chimney, which practically isn't very safe, but this is Minecraft and it doesn't really matter. We've also got this lovely armor stand here with the potted plant to store whatever you want here, and again in here. This is a really nice way, I think, to do this, and then down here again, looking lovely. I think this is pretty much the interiors done. I think we might do one small detail actually today's episode, and I'll show you what that is in a sec. Well, I was thinking that the plains biome is a pretty plain biome, as I said. And people here, I'd imagine, would have pretty bog standard jobs. Like here, we have the blacksmith, and we also have the miner, the loggers, and I thought we've done the blacksmith bit, but we haven't really done the mining bit. So I've just done this small little mine here, just to give you a bit of an idea before we start the next episode here, of what we'll be doing. Here is the mine, as I said, is pretty boring right now. It's lacking a lot of human element, it's lacking a lot of movement, but I think that's mostly what we're going to be doing in the next episode. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.